All right, everybody. Welcome, everyone. I'm only 3 minutes late today. 3 minutes late today, so y'all can't say anything. But welcome to another episode of Ultimate Black Man Radio. Of course, I am your host, one half of this channel. My name is Gabe. And of course, my channel is for black men, black men, and women. Because I also provide and give
Three
game
minutes late today.
for
I can't say anything.
women as well.
Welcome to
Y'all give me
another
a
episode of
second.
Ultimate Black Man Radio. Of course, I am your host,
Hold on.
one half of this.
There we go. Okay. Have a little feedback issue. Listen, since this COVID's been going on, y'all, it's been crazy the issues we've been having, but it's all good. We're here. But again, welcome to the channel. If you are new here, I want you to do a couple of things for me. You hit the like button. If you hit the like button, because we got to get it up in YouTube's algorithm so everyone can know what we're doing over here. I want you to hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. And then I want you to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified anytime we go live on this channel. We are 887 subscribers. So we are quickly approaching 1,000. And then once I hit 1,000, it will be a glorious celebration. I might even do some tricking. Who knows what might happen? I don't know. But I appreciate you guys for sharing my channel and for subscribing. Shout out to Miss Nicole Michelle. Thank you for coming through, ma'am. Good to see you, sister. So we appreciate that. Of course, if you would like to purchase a shirt, you can go to ultimateblackmanradio.com. I am doing some changes on the website. So if you're having any issues with any purchasing or anything, just hit up my inbox, let me know, and we can make some changes for you. But it is ultimateblackmanradio.com. I do have a shirt exclusively for women on the way. I think the women are going to enjoy that shirt when it drops. So be on the lookout for that. All right. Later tonight we'll be on Frank's YouTube channel, View from the Man Cave, and Frank will be talking about when to leave the relationship. And with this COVID going on, a lot of you niggas are online cupcaking, and you done got yourself into a little relationship, and you little soft niggas done put your little this shit. And really, these women are taking advantage of you. A lot of you goofy niggas need to know when to leave. Because I've been getting a lot of inboxes on, okay, Gabe, I like this girl. And I already know what it be. Really be pussy whipped. She done put it on you so good, and you in love, and she got you all soft. And she really means good, and you running around here confused and shit. Well, Frank is going to provide clarity for you silly niggas. So, that being said, we'll be over there 30 Central Time. All right, 7:30 Central Time. I think that's all the housekeeping I need. Oh, yes, and of course, if you would like to pay your tithes and your offering, you can do so here at paypal.me/ultimateblackman. You can also do that at $ Cash App $Ultimate Black Man. Now, I'm not like other content creators that they won't continue the show if you don't donate, because I don't rely on this solely for revenue. This is just to, people want to donate in the channel in a tangible way. This is one of those ways you can do that. And of course, everything that's donated goes right back into the channel. So with that being said, those are your apps to donate. I'm going to get right into the topic today. I have a special guest. Of course, you all know this is Mother's Day month. My whole show is dedicated to mothers. And I decided that I wanted to talk to single moms, and I wanted to talk to married moms and previously married moms. So today, I have a widow on with us who's going to discuss life after death, being a widow. So I have my good friend, no stranger to the channel. I know some of you niggas are probably in the chat like, oh, she looks familiar. I know who she is. Yes, niggas, it is Chinna. It's Chinna. I am interviewing Chinna today. I think she has some really insightful things to say to provide us today. So, China, thank you for coming by, ma'am.
Thank you for having me, Gabe. I'm really excited. I know I'm smiling all big. My braces just came off, so that's one reason. But I'm like really excited to be on here. So, hi everyone, and thank you for having me.
We glad to have you. It's okay to smile big. I'm sure the fellas are enjoying your smile, Miss China.
Thank you, Gabe.
All right, so China, just introduce yourself. Tell people about yourself, where you're from, what you do, all that fun stuff.
Okay, so obviously my name is China. I am from Memphis, Tennessee. I actually relocated to San Antonio, Texas about 3 years ago with my husband, who obviously is passed now. He was in the Air Force, so that's what brought us this way. You know, you get those orders and it's time to go. What I do for a living is I am a wig designer. I'm currently on track to get my license in cosmetology, which I'm very, very excited about because once I get that license, I get to raise my prices.
Nice.
So yes, that's what I do. I'm a wig designer, custom wigs. I specialize in raw Indian hair. So any ladies that are listening or any fellas that have single moms in their lives, please feel free to order a wig. You can check out my wig at her mood underscore, excuse me, her underscore mood on Instagram, or you can go to my website directly, which is www.hermood.co.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. Hermood.com. So, fellas, so I know some of you niggas date single moms anyway. And I know y'all ready to trick off your little money. You can buy her one of the wigs. She has a glow in the dark wig. And I sleep want to buy that for somebody. So you can walk around
Somebody
here
got
looking
to
like a
buy it
damn.
though. You better hurry up. Somebody messaged me today asking was it available. They trying to snatch it up.
So China, are your wigs one offs? Are like you just make one wig and you won't make it again, or can people call and get it custom made?
It's a little bit of both, Gabe. I like to do just one because with my brand, I really love the idea of being exclusive, you know, having a one of a kind item. So I prefer to do just one, but if the price is right, I'll remake it.
Ah, okay. If the price is right, if they pay enough, you'll
Yeah.
remake it. Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Because I like that glow in the dark wig, man. Like I said, in these times, these trying times of COVID, something were to pop off and we needed some light, you can tell your girl, hey, go grab your wig and lead us to safety.
As a
So
matter of
it's
fact, that was the idea. No, I'm kidding.
when they split us up into districts and we have to battle for our lives, the wig can lead us to sanctuary.
You're so silly.
So Saturday, that's really nice though. That means you're creative. You work really hard. And like I said, the ladies, y'all need to get your wig game up. Some of y'all struggling. I see some of y'all online and y'all have struggle weaves. That's why these niggas be rocking y'all so hard.
He
So
said
get your
that.
hair game up.
He said that, not me. I'm not saying
I
that.
said, yeah, yeah. She didn't say that. I said it. I'll take full credibility here.
I do not
I
endorse
said
that message.
that. So go support her mood. I'll put her link to her website in the description below so you can get your wig game up. You ladies, y'all don't want to give up that weave. That's fine. Just get you a good quality wig. I
Yeah,
like good wigs
I
on women.
agree. Yeah, and most
Yeah.
men do. I found with my own research that some of the men that say they don't like wigs and weaves, what they really mean is they don't like the wigs that look like wigs, and they don't like the wigs that look like wigs. And if it looks like
That's
a wig,
facts.
that means it's not good. So, just a little tidbit for all you ladies: you don't have to give up on the wigs. Just make sure it looks good because honestly, they're not that smart.
Yeah. So hey, you ain't lied about that. All right. So you were married, and how long were you married, China?
We would have celebrated our 2 year anniversary this past year.
Okay. So tell us about your marriage. Where did you meet your husband? How long did you date, etc., and what made you say yes to his proposal?
Oh wow. So I actually met my husband when I was 11 years old, right? So kind of like a little middle school sweetheart, I guess you can say. He actually was really good friends with a cousin of mine, and I never forget. My cousin comes over in the middle of the night. I think it was like before the first day of school started. They come over in the middle of the night and, knocking on the door. I open the door to my cousin. I'm like, dude, what? He's like, well, we were in the neighborhood and we don't want to walk all the way home. So my mom is going to pick us up from here. So I only see my cousin at the time, Miley, and then this light skinned dude come in. I'm like, who the hell are you bringing over at my mama's house this late? So they come in, and I'm minding my own business, but his friend Jeremy, my husband, is like staring me up and down. I mean, he's like mouth open, just staring. I'm like, what is he looking at? And at first, I thought he was kind of funny looking, but the more we lock eyes, I thought, okay, he kind of handsome. Okay, he can look at me. You know what I mean? So I remember the next day, literally the very next day, my cousin called and he's like, Jeremy wants you to call him. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's what's up. And I never forget, we were on the phone. He asked me how old I was. I lied about my age. I was 11. I told him I was 13 because I figured he was older. He was hanging around my cousin, but not that much older, really only 2 years. So I didn't have to lie. But yeah, that's how we met. As far as when it came to what our relationship was like, because we were so young, we actually did a lot of on and off. We didn't really date until we got old enough to do so, which for me wasn't really until I got to college, and he ended up actually going off to the military. That's when his military career started. And it's actually funny because he dumped me when I got to college because I was at TSU. Y'all know I'm a beautiful young girl, and I was out there. It was my first time at my mama's house, and I wanted to see everybody and what everybody was doing. So that trickled on over into my relationship. And he was like, look, I know you got a lot going on. You're a freshman in college. Like, I don't want to be with you no more. And I never forget, I was devastated. I was out with my friends in the courtyard, and all of a sudden I get this long text message. I mean long. And I'm scrolling. And I remember my homegirl was like, don't read that text message right now because it's something bad. I'm telling you. So we go out, we hanging out in the courtyard, and curiosity killed the cat. I read the message, and next thing I know, I'm like, oh my God. Up with me. So my friend was like, you read that text message, didn't you? And I was like, yeah. I'm about to go to my dorm room. But like I said, we did a lot of that on and off because we were so young, still just trying to figure out what we wanted to do with ourselves. And it wasn't until I want to say around the time you and I met, Gabe, that we had kind of like rekindled again. And
I remember that.
Yeah, he came to my mom's house and was just like, look, I know we were on a lot of bull when we were younger, but you are who I want to be with. I want to give us another chance. I'm in a different position where I can give you a different type of lifestyle. So like, can we just have a fresh start? And me being my first love, truly, like if I could show y'all diaries and stuff like that I've had, always love me some Jeremy Plain. Okay, literally the first time I met him. So I'm like, okay, let's give it another chance. So shortly after that is when he got deployed, and we kept in touch. Like it was a long distance relationship, but it was great. I was really looking forward to what the relationship would be like at a different period of time, because a lot of people always like to say, oh, I know this person, I've been knowing them since I was this years old. We go through so many different changes in lives. Who I met him at when we were 11, who I met him at when we were 18, and who I met him again once we turned, what was I, like 22 maybe? We're all three different people. So it was really fun getting to know somebody that was so familiar but at a different space and time. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I said, that we did that for like 6 months, and when he got back, I got pregnant. I got pregnant. But it wasn't different. I don't want people to think that we got married because I got pregnant, because my daughter was actually a year almost. No. Yeah, almost, before he proposed to me. So it wasn't like a whole, she's, we didn't do it the traditional way. I just want to put that out there. I was a baby mama first. I'm not ashamed of that. And yeah, it went from there. So to fast forward to the proposal question, It's actually funny because we had gotten to a really big argument like right before, like literally the days before. It was Valentine's Day weekend. And
Mhm.
I was like ready to move back in with my mom. And I was just like, oh, I'm like, you know what? This is not going to work. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But I end up sticking around at the house, and like literally every day he sent me a gift. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, is when he no Sunday is when he proposed. So literally every day he sent me a little gift, and it was kind of just him saying, I hate that we're in this place, but I still wanted to do this for you. So here it is. Yeah, 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 yeah. And the whole time I'm like feeling all mushy because I love this man. Like, let's be I
Yeah, for
love him. You
sure.
know what I mean? And although we were
Facts.
fighting, you want it to work, especially since we have a child together now. So
Absolutely.
I remember the last night, Sunday, he was like, I want to take you to dinner. And if you don't want to go, I understand, but I would really like, just be ready by the time I get home. So we
Facts.
go out. And he's so nervous and he's so fidgeting, but I'm not thinking it's because he's about to propose. I'm thinking it's because he don't know if I'm about to slap the shit out of him at any second. But we've been beefing, you know what I mean? I haven't said 2 words to this man all weekend, right? So
Mhm.
finally, we leave and we go back to our apartment, and normally I go first and he opens the door, but today he like made it prominent, like, no, I'm first. And I'm like, what the hell he got going on? So as soon as we come in the house, there's rose petals all over and leading up into the living room. And I remember my mom was there, and on the floor it said, will you be my? And I'm like, be a what? Like, I'm very like, get to the point. Like we talked about earlier, like, be a
Right.
what?
You're right.
And,
Get to the point.
he just telling me, that he loves me, and he just really hoped that we can get through the patches that we've been going through. And he just really can't see him being with anybody but me. Like, not even on some, we have a child together. It was him telling me, like, you as a woman, I want you to be my wife. And that's what it was. He asked me to marry him. And I think the one thing that really made me say yes was because I always wanted to. When we're young, I'm gonna marry this man, all that. I really felt in my heart that that's what I wanted to do. I don't know
Right.
what it was or is about Jeremy, but I just always found myself like, how in Hancock, how they were talking about how wherever she went, he was close by, like he had to be
He's
close
close
by.
by.
How I felt
Absolutely.
like with him. I really felt complete as a person. So a lot went through my mind because, like I said, we literally just got over a big fight. But my thing was this fight about to break us up to the point where I don't want to marry him and spend the life with him? And that wasn't the case. So that's what made me say yes.
Oh wow, what an interesting story. I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
it's some history, man. Some history with that one.
That's some history. That's some history. That's dope. Znav says, "Wow, 2 nights in a row, two pretty girls with lovely personality. Can't wait for the full discourse." Of course,
Thank
I mean
you.
that's what I do here. I
Oh,
keep telling y'all. I listen, folks. I'm the goat when it comes to this.
this
Y'all know first.
guy.
So, let's see here. So you married Jeremy, y'all are, together and whatnot. So describe your life as a military wife. What were the benefits of being a military wife, and what were some of the disadvantages?
Benefits, free healthcare.
Hey.
Free healthcare. No, let me see some benefits. It's kind of hard for me to say because I don't think I really cared about that. So I didn't really do much research. I saw a lot of like discount shopping wise you could get being military affiliated. But as far as any true benefits to being a military wife, I honestly can't say that I know many. As far as what it was like, I would definitely say it was challenging because one, the whole concept of the military is so opposite of what my life is like. Like,
Mhm.
I'm very on the go, spontaneous. You can't just give me orders. I'm going to have some questions for you. And it's not like that in the military, like at all.
Mhm.
So certain things will happen, like a deployment may come up, or we have to move, and I have a million questions. Versus him, he's just like, this is
Roll.
what I gotta do. Like, let's just roll.
Yeah.
So little
Mhm.
things like that were a huge adjustment for me because I'm used to planning things out versus whenever, Uncle Sam says, "Come on, jump," you got to jump. And I
Right.
just understand what that life was like. So that was definitely
Mhm.
one thing that I won't say we bumped heads about, but I always was like, no, why you got to do that? As far as other stuff, I really enjoyed the aspect of traveling. Excuse me. I didn't get to do that obviously because he passed away, but we first he had been in a couple duty stations, but my first one with him was in Little Rock. So
Mhm.
they actually relocated us here. Like they paid for the movers and all that type of stuff. It was cool. It was just like, hey, if we're going to pull you from your home, the least we can do is make it as easy as possible. And they did. So I really enjoyed that. I was
Okay.
looking forward to our next move being in Germany, which, if you know anybody in the military, the Air Force specifically, they'll tell you that's like the ultimate overseas base to go to. So
Mhm.
that was another thing that I really enjoy as far as what it was like. But it sucks in the same sense because you get ripped from everything you know. So I had been in
Uh-huh.
Memphis for pretty much all my life. And then I go and I move to Little Rock, and it's like, okay, that's only 2 hours from Memphis. But then I move all the way to Texas, and now it's just
Mhm.
me, you, and our baby. Like, what the
Right.
hell?
Right.
So that was a huge adjustment because one, I knew literally nothing about San Antonio. I never foresaw me moving to Texas at all. So dealing with the culture shock here because there's not a lot of familiar faces, what I mean, my skin tone. And like I said, you just being far from everything and everyone your friends, your family, your work, it was just kind of like, all right, we're here. Let's figure out what's going on and make the best of it.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Are you still in San Antonio now?
I am. I am. I've actually made it a home. I have friends, family. My business clientele has increased dramatically since then.
Okay.
So San Antonio is my new home. Yeah.
So you're not moving.
Oh, nope. I'm posted. I'm posted.
You're not
Here's the
coming back to
military with
Memphis?
my coins.
You're
So
not
I
trying to
would
turn up?
definitely benefit knowing the other military wives with the money.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, cool. So, a lot of women that watch my channel love men in uniform.
Mm,
They have most women like men in uniform, whether it be military, police officers, EMT, whatever it may be. But it's someone who does have a lot of friends that are I guess you can say first responder wives or military wives. I know the life is a little bit different. So, who do you think is best suited to be a military wife, and what advice would you give? Would you have for a current or prospective military wife?
oh, let's see. So as far as advice, I would say there are a lot of stereotypes, and I'm only speaking on military just because that's what my experience like.
Right.
There's a lot
Absolutely.
stereotypes that rely around military men. And just to be completely transparent, some of them are true. And one thing that I experienced, and no disrespect to my late husband, but we did deal with alcoholism. And that is something that is very heavy within that military community. Like, they're
Mm,
18, you can join the military 18, they're all over the place. One thing that they can always have their hands on is alcohol. Okay. So I
mm.
would just be mindful of some of those stereotypes are true and just really think about what these men in these uniforms, because police officers, first responders, period, they're dealing with a lot of heavy stuff. So
Absolutely.
specifically with my husband, I know that there has been times where he has been deployed and he's literally watched helicopters of his friends, blown up. You know what I mean? There's been a time where he's been there and there's been a flood where he's literally sleeping in a cot that has literally inches of water next to it. You roll out of bed, you're rolling in the water. There's no power. You're in this tent. Like, these are the conditions that these men are in every day. And you need something to cope. And that is something that I know he and a lot of other men tend to like lean towards, which is alcoholism. So then you have to deal with the PTSD as well. Okay, this is what I'm going through. This is how how I just need to cope. For example, my housekeeper, he is an ex military, and he talks about how he has flashbacks. And, next thing you know, he's in full regalia, peeping out his blinds because he swear to God they're coming to attack him. He's talked about
Wow.
he struggled with domestic violence because something can trigger him and he's in a rage and he doesn't know how to trust. So all I don't want to say that's the case for everyone. I do want to say just be mindful of what mind state these men or women are in when when you get ready to think about settling down with them, because it's a thing. It's a thing. So as far as
Mm.
advice goes for a prospective person, I would just keep in mind of those things. Just always keep your eyes and ears open for what's in front of you. Yes, men in the military can have other families across the world, but so can your guy that works at Kroger. Like, don't let little stuff like that be like, oh no, I ain't gonna mess with no military man. Like, no, anybody can do that. You know what I'm saying? If there's any advice I would give, it'll be more on a deeper level of that. Because when you're talking about marrying somebody, I think those are the type of things that you need to know how you can work into your life, because it's not an easy thing to do.
Wow. That's heavy. That's heavy. So, do you think there's a certain type of woman best suited for that? Like a woman who marries into this lifestyle would have to be pretty patient, right?
Patient indeed. But I think with any situation, there needs to be a level of patience. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to having a marriage. So I would say the level of patience and understanding has to be higher. Just because, like I said, when Uncle Sam calls and it's time for them to go, they have to go. So if you have children, that's something that you need to take consideration. Am I going to be equipped to handle my one or two or five children when my husband goes away? And then you have to deal with what is going on while he's away. Is he even going to come back? You know what I mean? So I
Mm,
would say it
mm,
has to be a woman who is just really open minded and willing to just go with a lot of punches, because there's a lot of worrying and there's a lot of, as they say in the military, hurry up and waiting. I have a girlfriend of mine
mhm,
right now whose husband is deployed, and she just had their second child. And with all the
mm,
COVID stuff going on, his return date is constantly being pushed back. So there are little
mhm,
things like that that you have to deal with. And everybody gets it. Everybody gets it. There's no rank that you get to where you don't have to worry about those things anymore. Like it's a go time at any time. So yeah,
mm.
definitely somebody that's patient, willing to go with the flow. Maybe somebody that's not as inquisitive as I am, because like I said, I'm when you going, who you going with, when you coming back, like, and that's the type of stuff that they don't know. Like literally he'll leave and say, this is where I'm going and I'm supposed to come back on this date, but I can't guarantee that. And that would be
Mm, that's heavy. That's deep. Okay, that's really,
it's a lot,
really great
man.
answer.
It's a
That's a
lot when it
lot, dude. It's a
goes
lot.
quick.
That's heavy. That's heavy. That's heavy. This is good information for my audience. They really need to hear this. So you all have a child, daughter, correct?
Oh, your audio cut out.
Can you hear me? I
I
can hear you
can now.
fine. You can now. Okay. So you guys have a child. You have a daughter, correct?
Yes, Chloe.
All right. And then Chloe, yes, she's so cute, y'all. As far as your child goes, do you think she benefited or will benefit from your husband being military? And how has the passing of Jeremy affected her?
Okay. So as far as her benefiting from being a military kid, yeah, I would say so. More so, unfortunately, in his passing, because there are certain funds and stuff like that she's always going to be entitled to, and I made sure
Entitled
I
to.
set that up for her as well, just to give people insight if they have friends or something going through similar. You have your every service member has a certain life in policy, and then they have certain pay payouts that they do. And one particular payout can either go to the spouse and the child, or it can go just to the child. And I chose just to the child because I'm gonna be good, but I want to make sure if anything was to ever happen to me, that my baby girl is good, because I know that's what he would have wanted as well. So with any type of that, like financially, she's always going to be good. School is always going to be paid for. I think she can ride the insurance until she's like 26, or when she's married, whatever comes first. So
Wow.
definitely feel like she's going to get, full benefits of what it's like to be a military child, which I'm looking forward to for her, because it, with the finances being there for her, especially, it kind of leaves no limits to what she can get herself into, which who knows? You know her personality. I really feel like I got the next Beyonce on my hands, but who doesn't feel like they got the next Beyonce on their hand? You know what I mean?
Yeah, she got a huge personality, so the
Yes,
sky's the limit for her, for
yes,
sure, for sure.
yes. So as far as what life has been like for her, with her only being 3 years old, it's so hard to tell. I can tell you, I remember, when he first passed, I really feel like she definitely went through some grieving, because I remember her just being so quiet and to herself. She didn't want to eat. She slept on and off. Like, you can't pay this girl to take a nap. You know what I mean? But then, like, the first 4 days or so, she just was so, it was heartbreaking to see as a mom, because literally I felt like the life had been sucked out of my baby. And I didn't know what to do, because how do you tell a 3-year-old that her father is dead? Like, you're never going to see him again. And you literally just saw him like yesterday. And like I said, he had this spot on the couch that he would always lay in, and she didn't want to move from there. He had this blanket that he would always have. She wanted to be wrapped up in that. It was really sad to see. I was concerned
Wow.
because I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting her to remain my bubbly, lovely, give me a hug, give me a kiss, mommy, let's do this, mommy, let's do that type child. And she was so opposite of that. So that was
Mhm.
really hard to see and deal with, because I'm dealing with my own trauma. And then, I feel like I have to be this certain type of, person, like, no, nothing's wrong. Mommy got it. It's okay. Because as Black people and Black women, men too, we have this stigma that we have to be strong all the time. And that was one of the times that I really felt like I couldn't show too much emotion around her,
Mhm.
especially because of the emotion that she had already expressed, unprovoked. No one was
Mhm.
telling her, sit down and be quiet. She just was doing it on her own. So, yeah, as far as over time, it's like I said, it's still kind of hard to say, because she doesn't really have any behavior problems. She asks about him often. I won't say often, but every so often, which I do my best to make sure she doesn't forget who her father was. So all of pictures that we still have, the collages are still up. It's oftentimes we go through my pictures and I'm like, who's that? Just I want her to know who her father was, because it wasn't a situation where I want her to feel like he left this earth not loving her. He was in her life, and I want, no matter what man comes in her life or my life, I want her to know that your dad was there for you. So if anything,
Mhm.
I still kind of keep my eye on that. It's not over. Like, obviously, she still doesn't fully get what's going on with her father. So it's just kind of hard to anticipate when I do have to break the news to her, how things are going to go. So check back with me on that one, Gabe. We still got to work progress on what her life has been like. But that's just a little snippet of
Gotcha.
what's been going on so far.
That's really good though. That's really good. So how did it affect like you? Like as far as his passing, like when you found out he had passed, you can tell the audience how he passed or not. That is up to you. But explain like how you felt. Were you angry? Were you mad? Did you have any conflict with your family, his family? Like what were the events after he passed? Like how was that like for you? You were really young too. You're still
No,
young. So
I'm still young.
because
but
you were dealing with something a lot of women deal with when they're much, much older. And here you are, you know, not even 30, dealing with this.
that
So
is
explain
true.
it.
I definitely thought, during times I still do, like, wow, the average age of a widow is like 62. 62. I lost my
That's
husband when I was
crazy.
turning 26. So
Yeah,
you're talking about not
40
even,
years.
yeah, like not even thinking with him, being in the military, and anytime he can catch, we don't really think about death as is. You know what I mean? You never really live life like you're never going to see this person. So when you lose somebody and then you think about a husband, you definitely don't think about it being in your 30s. My husband was not 30 himself, so passed away very young. And if those of you are curious, I
Mm,
don't mind sharing, it was a suicide. He took his own life. And that in itself just made it that much harder because
mm,
he was so young, and it was just like, damn, like, what is it that I missed that you like, how did I miss that? I always think to myself, this is somebody I ate with, I slept with, I talked with, watched TV with, we had a child together, like, we're going through the motions of life, and not one time did I get a hint of my husband wants to take his own life. So it hurt, not only knowing that he wanted to, so just imagine how much more painful that he actually did it. You know what I mean? It was very, very confusing for me because people, oh, I can't, no, you couldn't have been suicidal, you couldn't have been depressed. There is no face of depression. There is
facts, facts.
no aura of suicidal. The Sometimes the most people that are this close to losing it are the ones that you see like laughing, happy, just carrying on like life is just good. So I really want people to understand, when it comes to suicidal thoughts and just mental health, period, it has no look. You can't look at a person and say, oh yeah, you bipolar, I know how to deal with you. And it's the same thing that goes with depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, any of them. Okay, so again, back to how I dealt with it. Like I said, it was just really tough with how it happened. I'll be even more transparent because the night before we actually had an argument. So that being my last interaction with him, not knowing that I would never see him again, it just hit me hard a lot in the beginning. I kept telling myself, I shouldn't have
Mm-hmm,
asked that, I shouldn't have said that, I should have just left it alone. And it took a lot of therapy for me to realize that he made a conscious decision. You know what I mean? As much as we like to stick ourselves in people's choices, when it comes down to what people do with their life, we don't have as much influence as we think. So I could have beat myself up still to this day, thinking if I had not asked that question and we had not argued, he would have still been alive. And unfortunately, that's not true. He may not have taken his life that night, but it could have been a week later. It could have been a month later. It could have been a year later. It could have been 10 years later. You know what I'm saying? I would never know. So I would say that's one thing that I try to just focus on more, to remove my true feelings, because it's kind of hard not to take blame for it. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, I already didn't know that you was feeling suicidal, and then here I go picking an argument with you. I'm pretty sure he felt like, damn, she really don't give a fuck about me. And that was so far from the case. Like, it really eats me up. Even to this day, that's something that I still struggle with. That, how did I miss the signs? How did I miss the clue? Like, where were the clues? Where was my antennas? Why wasn't I using my eyeballs? Like, it's rough. And it's not as rough because, like I said, therapy has helped me realize that he made his own choice, and the best thing that I can do for myself is make my own choices. And that's just that on that.
That's an excellent answer. Excellent answer. For everybody that is coming in, thank you so much. I am doing an interview with Miss Chinna here. She is a widow of a military man. The branch he was in was the Air Force. So, of course, I am dedicating this month to mothers, and I've been interviewing mothers, and just asking them questions about their day to day life. If you would like to donate any funds, any money, pay your tithes and your offering, you can do so here at Cash App Ultimate Blackman or PayPal.me/Ultimate Blackman. So, Chinna, switching gears here. Post death, how has your life been since he's passed?
Man, I don't know. I think I need to write a book. I ain't gonna lie. It has been so much that has happened to me.
Right. I know.
I honestly, man, like I'm really speechless. Like it's literally been so much. A true roller coaster. I can say that my life, my perspective on life itself has changed dramatically. Um, they say you never really take life seriously until you experience death. And I have to say
Mhm.
to the audience, I have never experienced a loss in my life, literally.
Mhm.
The closest person, which was really a pet, is like that's the only person that I've lost in my life. A cat that I had since I was 5 years old, and she passed away when I was like 20 something. So that was like my
Mhm.
sister. So literally, no friends, family members, nobody in my life has passed away where I was able to deal with that. So it was just like so much that I didn't know what to expect. My
Mhm.
emotions were so weird. Like it just was so much. And when it came to like my life itself, I honestly feel like I was on autopilot for the whole last year a lot of times,
Mm.
because
Mhm.
early on I ended up having issues with his family, which is like a whole mess. And
That's terrible.
I get it because I'm a reader, just put that out there. So when he passed away, I immediately was looking up books like, okay, what it about to be like? We about widow life? What we talking about? What's the word? Because somebody else in the experience. So what was yours like? And I remember one chapter that talked about family members, and it was saying how with suicide specifically, the spouse or significant other period is the one that's typically blamed. And I
Mm.
got that backlash. So it was some things that I was able to mentally prepare myself for, but when it actually happened, it was very hurtful. You know what I mean? I was very transparent with his family members about everything that happened, including the argument, you know what I mean? And for them to flip that into you are the reason that he took his own life was very, very hurtful for to me. You know what I mean? It's like that's
Right.
the best thing that you can say to me. If he wanted to get away from me so badly, where were y'all? Were y'all opening up y'all doors for him to come and live on a or something? Like, how were y'all helping him get away from me? You know what I mean? Was he telling
Mhm.
you that I can't stand my wife so much and I'm about to kill myself? And y'all were just like, oh, okay, well, just go to church and pray. You know what I'm saying? What were y'all doing?
Right.
Y'all so quick to
Right.
cigarette. I always tell people he had a list, okay? He had a list of reasons to live for, and nobody made the cut. So why are we pointing the fingers at just me? We all need to be looking at each other. We all dropped the ball. If that's how we're gonna look at it, we all dropped the ball. You know what I mean? So dealt with that a lot. I'm actually still dealing with that with his mother specifically, which I get it. You lose your firstborn, and then the way you lose your firstborn, it's troubling. But that doesn't mean I have to take her crap. Like clear. Currently, she's suing me for the custody of my child, which I want to know that that
Okay.
is a thing that you can do.
Yeah.
So don't think that mother-in-laws are all cool because it's crazy. That I was under the impression that her and I had a really good relationship. Before I had gotten pregnant with her grandchild, it was a little rocky, but I felt like she had come around. I'm the type of person where I feel like people can change if they want to. And I felt like for the
Mhm.
sake of her son and her grandchild, that she had come around. You know what I mean? So
Right.
about she helped with my baby shower, she paid and hosted my engagement party. I'm thinking we're cool. So for us to be at the point now where I got her number blocked, the only time I'm gonna see her again, if maybe, is in court. Like it's just such a man, like I never expected none of this. So that's kind of like what my life has been like. A lot of hurry up and waiting. What's gonna happen next?
Everything waiting. Yeah. A lot of legal stuff going on too.
Yeah, and I hate it. I never wanted to be like that. I really went into this situation thinking like, let this bring us closer together. But unfortunately, it tore us apart. And I want, your viewers out there to know that it can happen to you. You know what I mean? Don't
Mhm.
don't be naive. Don't be naive. And I don't want to say don't give people the benefit of the doubt. Just don't be so green like me. Go in it with
Mhm.
the mindset that it can happen to you too. Because I didn't think it to
Mhm.
happen to me, and it hit me, and it hit me in the worst way.
Wow. That's heavy. That's heavy. See, this is why I have certain people on, ladies and gentlemen, because I did not know you can do that.
Yeah, you
But
can. There's a thing called grandparents'
apparently you can.
rights. So yeah,
What do they
unfortunately,
call
if
it?
you're not using it in the right way. It's called grandparents' rights, which basically means if something happens, you can't just take your child away from the grandparents. Like they're a part of the life too, but it has to be something like detrimental. Like it can't be, oh my God, um I miss my grandchild or my grandchild misses me. It has to be like you are an intricate part of their life, like you were taking them to school, or if
Mhm.
I'm not around and I can't take this child to the doctor's office, this child is gonna die. Like it has to be something like that. Versus her, she thought that it meant what I said at first, like, oh, my grandbaby misses me, so I need to sue her mom for custody. You know what I mean? So yeah, that is a thing. It's called grandparents' rights, and not all states have them, but Texas does, and that is where the child, my daughter, resides. So that's how that happened.
And y'all wonder why I give older black women so much hell. Y'all wonder why I talk so bad about them. I think they're so, not all of them, but I think they're just so disgusting in our community. I'm just being dead ass. They get on my fucking last. Damn, I was doing good on cussing. They get on my last nerves. They really do, because they're such a detriment to our community. And with a lot of men, this is why I have women on, so you can understand what these sisters go through with other women. So when she's giving you some problems or some backlash, you'll kind of know where the root cause is.
Mm-hmm.
So so instead of just working things out with you so she can be there for her grandbaby, because that's a blessing within itself, she's just gonna try to take the child from you. And ain't
Yeah,
even using the law right.
right. And that's the thing, because I never wanted it to be that. And I think that's something that's critical that she's really missing, is that I wanted us to like come together and me still visit for the holidays and her keep her like I
Right.
didn't want to change her life too much because it was already changing because one key player was missing. So I wanted to keep
Right.
her life as normal as possible. And by her, I mean my daughter. So yeah,
Mhm.
I wasn't trying to be on all this drama. I'm like, girl, yeah, because I'm a single mom now. I want my breaks. I'm still young. I got my business popping. I'm trying to, I ain't gonna say trying to, like, I was like, oh, yeah, trying to get a new man. But obviously, I want to date and, do young mom things. So, yeah, she would have been a great asset to have. She was at retire age. So it's like, it was perfect. But she ruined it trying to go to the court. Yeah.
That's some slaw. Oh, it's terrible. Right,
But oh well, her loss, not mine.
her loss. Facts. Do you feel any kind of pressure to do more since you're alone now? Like you're a single mom now. Well, I mean, you're not a single mom how I define it. Let me get that. Let me make this clear, okay? Because people get upset, like, well, she's a widow. She's a widow, not a single mom, okay, folks. But you're alone now, so you're basically raising your daughter by yourself. Do you feel any pressure to do more or to hit certain goals or to accomplish certain things since you're by yourself now?
No, I would say my mindset is more solid. I think I was a little lazy when I still have my husband around because it's like, okay, if this doesn't work out with my business, then my husband pays all the bills. You know what I mean? Like I don't have to work. I can just go and
Mhm,
get a little part-time job at Target and we all good to go. Versus when he
mhm,
passed away, it was like, oh shit, like I got to figure something out. Like it wasn't like, oh, I'm
mhm.
just gonna find me another man. It was like, okay, it's just me and my baby. Like I either need to go get a job or I need to grind hard with this business. So if
Okay,
anything pressure felt to do, it would be more so just really securing that bag for my daughter and
okay.
nothing else really, because what really changed? I was a housewife. I had the help of my husband when it came to raising her, taking her to school, helping with homework and stuff like that. But my family and friends were able to fill that void for me. So I can't really say I felt the struggle of what it was like to be a single mom because I had such a strong support system. which is important. I really want single moms to know that I am the type of person, and I still struggle with this now a little bit, is I don't like to ask for help. And that goes back to that mentality of us feeling like we're strong and we can do everything, including move the moon around the earth, but we can't. And it's okay that we can't do that. I find it more of a strength to admit, hey, I need some help. So, like I said, I've just now getting to the point where it's like, okay, I know I just asked you to keep her last week, but I need you to keep her again and probably 2 more nights because I'm trying to finish up whatever I got going on with myself. So yeah, that's my little advice to you all. Do not be afraid to ask for help, because if you are not going to have at least the other parent, you need help. You need help. Please stop feeling like you can raise these children with just you, yourself, and I. Because, yes, just because it can be done, it should not be done. And I'm not saying what kind of man, I'm just saying you got a girlfriend or you got a sister, you got uncles, aunties, God, whatever you have, like, get that. Go get that help.
Okay. 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 Excellent answer. I like that. Um, so you're definitely, like you just mentioned, you're a business owner. So your entrepreneurship. She makes wigs. Everybody, if you're coming in late, so ladies, get your wig game up. You know, the COVID, the states are opening back up, and you want to go out. You want to look really fly. So get you a custom made wig. Leave that yacky alone. Okay, leave that shit alone. Hell, but you said you're in entrepreneurship. So how is entrepreneurship being a widow? And do you miss the support your husband provided at all?
Like I said, just because I have such a support system with friends and family, it's it's not hard. They're really, especially because they see that I take it seriously, they really support that. So if it's a matter of, hey, I need to fly across the country because I want to go take this class to learn how to make wigs a certain way, people are very understanding of that. And I think that's what helped me get to the level that I'm at now, where I'm able to stick with it full time, because I'm able to like really put that work in. You know what I mean? And honestly, sometimes I kind of enjoy being an entrepreneur more in like a single mindset, because there were times where work poured over into my marriage, whether it was something I was frustrated with,
Mm,
or it
mm,
was something, just like challenging, or I needed to put a lot of time in, so I wasn't spending as much time with him. So do I miss his support? Yes, because obviously I never had to worry about the bills. So whatever money that I was making, I was able to put it straight into my business, and that's not a lot of that's not an opportunity that a lot of women are granted. When it comes to raising a child
mm.
itself, he was picking her up, he was taking her to school. There were times where I was literally able to check out from being a mom and fully focus on her move. But I didn't really lose that, like I said, because I had friends and
Your
family
family.
that saw
Yeah.
that drive in me, that, they didn't want me to lack up. So they're like, what do you need from us?
Excellent answer. Love it. I love it. Excellent. Excellent. So, um, yeah, and it kind of answered the next question, which was, what challenges do you face being a mom and business owner? You kind of really addressed that already.
Well, I want to
With
add,
the
as
answer.
far as the challenges I face now, I have to really have balance, because the same thing is happening
uh,
happen with my marriage can kind of happen as a mom, where I'm not able to spend as much time with her. I'm also,
mm,
like I said, to be a licensed cosmetologist. So 3 days out the week, I'm gone all day. Well, I'm home now because of COVID, but pre,
right.
I'm gone from the time she goes to school to the time it's time to go to bed. So you end up losing a lot of time, and I would say that that's my main challenge, where I literally have to close the computer, turn off my business phone, and say, okay, baby girl, what are we doing today? What is mommy and baby girl doing today? So that's one
Mm-hmm.
thing I still struggle with. And honestly, until I'm at a point where I'm kind of just checking on the business, I anticipate that to be my life a lot. And I hate it, but
Mm,
that's the kind of things that you have to do sometimes. You have to make those sacrifices.
mm. Interesting. I hope the ladies are really listening to that. I really do. So we're gonna switch gears one more time
Yeah, okay.
here. Now, I was gonna ask you about your dating life as a widow,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
apparently, which I kind of knew because the ancestors be whispering things to me.
Oh my gosh.
But apparently, you already have someone. Is that
I
correct,
do.
China?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So you already have someone. All right. So how is that? How is this new man in your life?
My cheeks
Like
hurt. Oh my God. I'm in love. I'm so
how
in love. I'm not even gonna lie. Like just you mentioning it, like my cheeks are hurting. Oh my God. But it's fun. It's it's actually funny. I'll tell a quick little personal. I was discussing the questions with I was telling him what the questions were, and
Mhm.
he was like, well, kind of saying, how are you gonna give insight on the dating because you didn't really get to date that long. And I was like, I dated long enough, you know. So I don't think he knew that I was like kind of like, you know, doing a little something before we got official. And that was like awkward because I was like,
Uh.
my bad. My bad. You thought you was the only one, boo, but you're the only one now. And I think that's all that
You
should
know.
matter. But it's amazing. That's why I say I wanted to kind of wait until we got to that point to throw it in. But even him, like he's come in and he hasn't missed a beat. Like my daughter and his relationship is like golden. And at first I was a little concerned because one, when we had started dating, it was very soon. Jeremy passed away in April, and I mean, he had been there since day one. Were we boyfriend and girlfriend since day one? No, but it had been like what 3 months before I was like, yeah, I'm not about to test the waters. This is the man that I want to be with. I want to keep my family stuff going on. I didn't really want to be a hot girl, so that's what I was
Okay.
for. If you want talking about marriage and you want talking about being a stepdad or whatever you want to call it, I wasn't trying to hear that shit because
Okay.
I have to have a different mindset. I have to keep in mind that I have a child, and I also had to keep in mind with what I wanted my life to be, and I wanted to be married. You know what I mean? I wanted to have that traditional household, as they say, with the husband, the wife, the 2 kids, and the picket fence. So I had to keep what my dating life was like on that track. So like I said, I meet a guy in a club, he's trying to get me to come over the next day, you out. You know what I mean? But the guy that wants to take me for coffee or something like that, no, you talking. You're trying to get to know me. You know what I mean? So it just all kind of depended on me and what direction I wanted to go with my post widow life. And he checked every box.
And like I said, I think I know who it is, so it's all good. Shout out to him. Shout out to
Yes,
him.
shout out to him. Shout out to him.
Is he military?
No, I'm not doing that again. I'm sorry.
You're not doing wow, okay. It's a rap. It's a rap, niggas.
Yeah. Honestly, when it comes to the military, the only reason why Jeremy and I ended up in a relationship is because of I knew him
Yeah.
before the
Mhm.
military. As far
Right,
as
right.
going into a relationship with somebody that's been into the military already, hell no. Nah.
Mhm.
If that's what it can do to somebody that I know was nothing like that prior, then imagine what it can do to somebody I don't know at all. I'm not.
Right. Okay. Um, do you expect him to take care of you and your daughter? Like, do you believe in 50-50? I talk about that a lot on my channel. Do you believe Don't come for me, China. Do you believe do you believe in like the 50-50 dynamic? Or do you believe your man should be, it's Nicole Michelle says, pay the cost to be the boss? Like, what's your insight on that?
Well, because I am a working woman, I don't mind 50-50 in a sense. But here's my 50-50. You pay all the bills and what money that I bring in, I'll pay for our vacations, I'll
Okay.
pay for our household stuff, groceries and stuff like that. You don't have to worry
I
about
like
that.
that.
As far as
I like it.
recurring expenses that's coming, I do expect him to pay for that. And that's one thing that I'm happy that we were on one accord about because when it comes to 50-50, I feel like it's never really 50-50. Because how about this?
Mm.
Yes, I'm a working woman, but my man making six figures and I'm working at Walmart. How the hell I'm gonna get him half of the rent? You know what I mean?
Right.
And even if it's a man that chooses to date a woman that is more financially stable than he is, it's the same way. Why are you asking me for half of what's a third or a quarter of what you have? That's not fair. So
Mm.
my idea of 50-50 is not as traditional as where people be like, all right, half the rent, half the light bill, half the car note. Like, no, you got the bills, but any free fun activity stuff that we want to do, I got you. Cause I'm good with money. So you do that.
Right.
You pay the bills and whatever we want to do, I got you. Especially since I work. If I didn't work and I had the type of man that was like, you just need to sit home and have my babies, okay, I will. And I'm not working. Ain't no 50-50.
Okay.
The
Okay.
50-50 came out of my vagina. This my head baby.
I love that answer right there. That's what I'm talking about. Trying to see we agree. um, so so it is kind of soon to be with someone. Well, according to what others may say. Now, me,
Yeah.
I don't like what the hell you say. But I'll ask this: how did your family feel about that? How did Jeremy's family feel about that?
Well, because I don't really associate myself with them like that, and I'm not saying it's like I don't mess with them, but that wasn't really our relationship where I felt the need to like call them up and be like, hey, they kind of figured out along the way, which was cool. And honestly, if they had any type of issue with it, I didn't hear of it. And that's with his dad and his stepmom. As far as my mother in law goes, I know she speculated at me being dating in someone else. And of course, she took it in a negative way.
Of
I
course.
honestly feel like my mother in law thinks that I was so ready to get rid of my husband that I killed him myself. Like, that's how I think that she thinks. So when it comes to me dating, I'm pretty sure that just would have like solidified whatever she was thinking. Like, I knew it. This bitch couldn't wait to get a new man. You know what I mean? That's how so
Right.
I would say if anybody had a problem with it, it would be them. As far as my family goes, a lot of people were skeptical because they're like, "Oh, you're vulnerable, and you just trying to fill a void, and you just miss your husband, and blah blah blah." And it's like I understood where all that came from, but my thing is just look at it as a bigger picture. I could see if I had let some knucklehead come in my life, some jailbird ain't got a job, got all these
Right,
different
right.
mamas or something like that. Like
Yeah.
the quality of the man that came into my life was so substantial. It's like, why the hell do y'all care if I met this man 3 months or 3 years later? It should be about when
Right.
I'm comfortable to date again. And I did. I did it when I was ready. So I had a lot of it in my ear, but now, child, I can't get them to stop talking about this man. They went from you sure to where he
Yeah.
at? Like they love
Okay.
him. So it's been a complete turnaround with that. They love him.
Awesome. Awesome. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So you want to be married again, China? I think you answered this earlier, but
Oh
yes,
yes,
you want to be
I've
married
been
again.
waiting on that ring. I don't know. I don't know why I have this feeling, but I really think that he's gonna propose to me tomorrow. My birthday is tomorrow, and he's been
Happy birthday.
planning
A
all this.
fellow Gemini.
Yes, Gemini in the house, and I don't know. So yes, and when he asked me to be his wife, I don't even think he gonna get the will you. Yes, I am. I do. I will.
Okay, so you do want to be married again. That's
Oh
good.
yeah, I
That's fine.
enjoy being married. You know what I mean? I battle sometimes because I have a hard time wrapping my mind around the one. You know what I mean? It just seems like something that people feel like they have to have. And I can't
Mhm.
say that I'm the type of person that went out and ever and sought that. You know what I mean? But being with Jeremy and with my current man as well, I realized that I really just like having that one teammate, that one
Yeah.
partner. I really enjoy knowing that I have someone to look out for and that someone is looking out for me as well. I think that's one thing that just really makes marriage for me like it. Like if you have nobody else, you can count on this person that is married to you. You know what I mean? And not even
Mhm.
like a legal
Absolutely.
like how he used to do it. We just husband and wife. We just saying we husband and wife because we couldn't always get legally married as black folk. Okay, so just
Absolutely.
the concept, the mindset of
Absolutely.
what it takes to have a marriage. I'm with it. Let's do it. Why worry about this guy, that guy, this guy, and all they shit that they dealing with when you can just have your one person that you rocking out with. Y'all got each other bag and everything copacetic.
Right. Awesome. Awesome. Yes.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday to China. Yes. They're saying
Thank
happy
you.
birthday to you.
Thank you.
They're saying happy birthday to she is a fellow Gemini. I am a Gemini. Gemini women are very alluring.
Watch it.
So her her having someone does not shock me because they something else.
I think that's why he was so shocked. Like he was like, "So you dated? Like you saw people before me? What?" And I'm like, "Do you see me? Do you know me? Like you really thought that nobody was trying to get your girl? Are you crazy?"
Man, I'm telling you, man. Because them Gemini women, boy, they be on them like white on rice.
I must admit.
So, last but not least, China, any advice for the ladies and moms listening, the business owners, any advice you would give military wives, just any overall advice to the ladies and the fellas too that are looking to be husbands and they may be a little bit confused or something because again, you were a wife. What may a wife might look for in a husband or look for a husband to do? Just some, closing words and just overall general advice.
If I could give some general advice when it comes to business, don't be afraid. They throw that phrase around, scared money doesn't make money. That's a true, if I never believed that statement, I believe it now. And it's not just being afraid of like spending money. Don't be afraid to make it. Don't be afraid to go out there and get it and do what you need to do within your morals. You know what I mean? I feel like when people think of entrepreneurship as a whole, they think, oh, this person doesn't work for themselves. When I actually work for a lot of people and they're my customers. You know what I mean? Like when you become an entrepreneur, yeah, I get to set my own hours, but do I really? If my clientele wants appointments from 6 to 11, what the hell sense do it make for me to not take appointments from 1 o'clock? I'm not going to make any money. You know what I mean? So don't be afraid to go out there and get and make those changes that you need to secure that bag. Real talk, because it's out there, especially for a lot of women. If you do any type of research on what it's like to be an entrepreneur as a black woman, there are a lot of people that's rooting for us, and there are a lot of us that's doing the damn thing. Okay, especially my ladies in the beauty industry. I want to give a huge shout out to all of us because with this COVID, baby, they've been making lashes, they've been making press-ons. Me, I still been making wigs. Like when you talk about a hustle and grind hard, do not be afraid to have that about yourself. There are going to be some men that are turned off by that, but do not let that deter you because at the end of the day, this is your life and this is what you need to do, whether it's for you or you and your babies or whoever, your mom, sister, whatever you feel like is your reason or why you want to be an entrepreneur. Stick to that and don't let anybody come in and try to box you in, tell you that you're not going to do it. Don't have nobody making you feel guilty. Oh, you working again, you ain't gonna spend no time with me. Like, no, can we spend time together once I get this yacht that I'm trying to get with this bag I'm trying to secure? You know what I mean? Like tell people like, look, you gotta chill on me. I'm focused, I'm goal oriented. Like you're either gonna help me or you're gonna get lost. So that definitely, like I said, don't be afraid to make any type of necessary changes that you need to secure it, because when it comes, you're gonna be like, I'm so glad that I did not give up. And to touch back on, when you were asking about the support of my husband, that is one thing also that I do miss. He had his times where he was like, man, but for the most part, he was very supportive. Like, this job is stressing you out, it's causing you not to work on her mood, quit. You know what I mean? Or what you need me to do. He was able to help me connect with some influencers and like he was really there there, like really helping me with it. So if it comes to you having a partner, you want somebody that's gonna believe in you. You don't want to have somebody that's gonna make you feel like, oh, if you didn't have me, you wouldn't have this, or you ain't gonna be nothing without me, or if you change. If let me tell you something, if anybody around you is questioning if you're gonna change when you make it big, cut them out already, because they are already dry hating. That's what I call dry hating. Why do you think I would change? What about you makes you feel like that once I get this level of success, I'm gonna be different? That sounds like yo ass gonna be different. So keep that in your entire circle: your parents, your siblings, your spouse, your girlfriends. I don't care if you've been knowing and best friends with these people 20 years. Pay attention to the type of things that people say to you, because you have some of those people that will hang around you just in case you make it. Cut them folks off. You need them people that's believing you, like, nah, you gonna make this, and I'm gonna do whatever I can possible in your life to make sure you get that. So, and that's like I said, you want that for anything, even if you don't want to be an entrepreneur. If you want to be a nurse, or hell, you want to be the best damn trash picker up in the world, you need to have somebody that's like, hey, you was killing it when you was running them dump trucks. I saw you out there hanging out the back. You was looking good. Like that ass, because you will have so many people that are ready to tear you down. The last person you wanted to be is the person that you eating, sleeping, and having sex with. Real talk. Real talk. Okay. As
That's
far
heavy. That's
as
heavy.
advice goes for like moms or widows, have that support system. I was even now sometimes I get a little embarrassed to talk about what it's like to be a widow, especially with the way my husband passed, because just naturally people look and be like, what's wrong with you? Like, what did you like? What? How did your husband kill himself? Like, and you just out here and you just, acting like, because people wouldn't even know that this is my life if I didn't open up or if they didn't ask me. So just have you a solid crew, man. Like, shout out to all my friends, my family that's just making sure I have everything I need to be successful. And I can guarantee once we get there, I'm taking everybody, because it's not an easy road. Just, you never really know what to expect, especially with this. Like, I never expected my mother-in-law to be suing me, and all this court, like all this stuff that I've been going through, I never expected. But one thing that has remained the same is my people, my surroundings, and my circle, and that right there is all you need. Like, I think somebody in the comments said it takes a village. It takes a village to do everything, not just raise a child. It takes a village to just live. You need that. We spend a lot of times, questioning ourselves and downing ourselves and wondering and guessing and stressing. And you just need those people sometimes to be like, hey, you got this and I got you. So what we need to do? We need to send some emails out, or what? What are we doing?
Wonderful. I call it having a tribe. I haven't
Yeah.
really used that term, and I may do a video on that. The importance of a tribe. Men and women both need a tribe. So, very, very good closing words. Chinna, thank you for coming on, man. Listen,
Thank you for having me.
I've known Chinna a very long time now. I think it's almost 10 years. When I met Chinna was 21. So she
Mm-hmm.
was a baby.
Thought I was every
And right. And I have seen Chinna just grow to be the woman she is, man. Like, she has transformed and grown a lot. So this why I wanted her to come on. I've been trying to do podcasts for a minute. I've told y'all I ran away from this. She knows that. We even talked about doing the show together years ago, but I just felt like it was not time. So she's been a supporter of mine for a long time. So this is like one of the homies here. I appreciate her so much. And for her to, to see the growth in her, this is what I want for all you ladies. Y'all, I see too many of the women in particular that follow these spaces. They're not growing. And I want to bring people in front of you that have grown. She's gone through a lot. A lot of women would not be able to tolerate what Chinna has gone through. Okay. So to see her persevere through that and she's still standing, it's the Gemini in her too, because we're very resilient. But to see her still standing is very, very impressive. And fellas, you want a woman like that. This I bring women on here, unless we talking about hoeing or something, kind of like I was talking about yesterday.
Only
I bring
fans.
women on here. You're right. I bring women on here that you want in your corner. So China, thank you again for coming on, ma'am. I really, really appreciate it so much. You'll be back. I'll have you back again.
Yay. Well, all right. It was nice chatting with you all again. Thank you for the well wishings on my life. And y'all will see me again. So I want y'all to have a good
Yes,
night.
you will. You have a good one, China. I'm going to close out with some closing words, but I know you
Okay.
have some more things to do. So
A
you have a
party
good one.
now.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
about to turn up, man.
All right. I'm going to log off
All right,
there. Have a good night.
all right, you have a good one.
Thanks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Miss China. How did y'all enjoy that? How did we enjoy that, family? Let me check in with my Facebook people. See how we enjoyed the word on today. How we enjoyed that. How did we enjoy that? The issues we've been having. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Miss. Look at this. Shout out to Devin McKay. Everybody on Facebook. Shout out to y'all. But again, I wanted to bring her on because again, she has experience in a lot of things that a lot of women will go through. So again, I'm dedicating this month to mothers. She's a great mom, and I wanted to have an example of a great mom. She's an excellent mom, excellent friend, excellent partner. She's awesome. So that's why I wanted to have her on. I'm glad you all enjoyed that. I am so happy you enjoyed that. I appreciate it so much. Shout out to Queen of the South, yours truly, Connie. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to everybody that has sent in donations. Shout out to all the new subscribers, guys. We're gonna hit 1,000. I think we're gonna hit 1,000 before July. We are fastly approaching the 1,000 mark. So I appreciate you guys. If you would like to continue to support the channel, of course, you can pay your tithes and your offering right here at paypal.me/ultimateblackman. You can also do so here at Cash App $ultimateblackman. Again, it's not a requirement, but everything that you give goes right back into the channel. I finally found a graphics card, a good one. So it's on the way. The Ultimate PC, the Ultimate Blackman PC, will be being built next week. I will be posting pictures on Facebook and Instagram of the Ultimate PC. Let me tell you, when that PC gets built, niggatry will be afoot. So you definitely don't want to miss that. Guys, I'm going to get out of here. Frank is about to go live. Thank you so much for coming in. Next week, again, we're still in May, so the month will be dedicated to mothers. I have another guest coming on. She's awesome. You're definitely going to want to be here for that. Until next time, guys, y'all be safe. Y'all be blessed. Take care of your family. Take care of yourselves. Ashe, and we'll see you next time.